This session will cover the history of Earth climate from 5.5 million years ago on the right to only 1 million years ago on the far left. We're looking at the third panel in this project. During this period of time you'll notice the temperature will drop slowly from consistently staying above today's temperature down to eventually falling below today's temperature, as well as sea level staying slightly higher than today and then falling below today's level. Also note that the frequency of sea level changes. The oscillations will get greater and wider apart than they were up here. All of that will have a lot to do with the creation of the Greenland ice sheet, which will happen around this point in time or around 2.8 million years ago. And during this entire period you'll notice that carbon dioxide drops slowly from about today's value at 400 down to maybe 350. So we're going to go ahead and start traveling forward in time. Now you'll notice some very slight changes in plate tectonics. If you look carefully, the only significant thing that's really going to happen regarding its effect on our climate is that eventually the Isthmus of Panama here will close off, and that'll keep water from the Pacific from getting into the Atlantic. That'll change the Gulf Stream in the Atlantic Ocean, and that will change the amount of heat that gets up here in the North Atlantic. And all that is going to combine to create conditions that will allow the formation for the first time of the Greenland ice sheet and then glaciations in the Northern Hemisphere. So we'll continue to go forward. Disregard what you see up here in the carbon dioxide, because the carbon dioxide that pertains to this entire span of time is only the part of the graph that shows above this red bar here. So disregard where you see the line up here, but the line here and line here is relevant. So you can track sea level and temperature together, but not carbon dioxide here. We are starting about 4.5 million years ago when the Isthmus of Panama started to close. Here we are around 3 million years ago. The Isthmus of Panama has been closed off and circulation between the Pacific and Atlantic has been terminated. If we continue forward in time, we're very shortly going to see. But now we have not only an Antarctic ice sheet but a Greenland ice sheet. And for the first time in a long time you can see that the Earth's average temperature has fallen below today's average, whereas you can see it's going to basically remain there for many, many years. So we'll keep going forward. Sea level is still falling like a brick. It fell to today's level back around here. And now at this point in time when we got the Greenland ice sheet, it's running almost 50 meters below today's value. So sea level is going to continue to drop and oscillate, and the oscillations are going to be due to glaciers in the northern hemisphere forming and retreating and melting, and that melting ice going into the ocean. All this is taking place while carbon dioxide is gradually continuing to decrease. And again, it's been decreasing for the entire history here. Continue going and we're very shortly reached the beginning of this panel, and at this point you'll see that sea level is again averaging 50 meters below today. Temperature looks like it's running 5 degrees below today. Finally, I'm going to point out that the temperature oscillations you see here, which are causing the sea level oscillations, these are being caused by what's called Milankovitch cycles. These are changes in the Earth's orbit around the Sun, and this is what's been the primary driver of fluctuations in the Earth's climate for a long period of time. They were happening back here, but they became more pronounced from around this point in time all the way forward to 1 million years ago.